conflict resolution right now, but I think there was a misunderstanding. I was really shocked when I saw your outfit.
Isn't it stunning?
It's stunning, but when I said a jacket for this very important moment, I meant a fancy jacket.
Yeah.
So you're not wearing a fancy jacket, you're wearing a life jacket.
I know, Serian. But I'm making a statement. It's a metaphor.
A metaphor?
See, we need everyone here to keep us afloat. Like a vest, a life vest, or a boat, or a buoy.
Or an inner tube?
Yeah. Or a big bag of packing peanuts.
Or flirting?
Yeah, or a pool noodle.
Really?
Serian, we digress. Let's get back to our regular scheduled main event. In order to keep us not only afloat, but sailing smoothly into the new horizons of our dreams, we need money. And at this moment, we're excited to have the opportunity,
No, the privilege.
to ask for your money.
It's a privilege because by asking you and you responding, we are partnering to move towards a more peaceful future. From my personal experience, I know that Mosaic is a pathway towards peace that we all seek. I know that it works.
Oh yeah? Well, tell us how it works, Sam. Tell us your story.
My story?
Yeah, tell us your story.
Well, I don't know where to start, Marmalade. It's a long story.
At the very beginning, way back before you ever met me or the Mosaic.
The very, very beginning?
Yeah.
The very beginning. Okay, well, I could go way back. I could go way back to where I was born, which is really far away. I was born in Tanzania, East Africa, which is really far away. And I know that puppets have different kinds of families, and in my family, my mom's Tanzanian and my father is from Wichita, Kansas. And I could tell you, that I am mixed race, and I could also tell you that I had a really hard time and that I became this bridge between cultures and races and classes, and I could go on and on about that, but that's not where I want to start.
Okay.
I want to start somewhere else. I want to start with awareness. When I became more aware of the structures that divide us. When I left Tanzania to come to college, I chose to come to college in the US. I was half American, so I thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I actually had a very visceral response to being here. I immediately found that there were divides. There was places I couldn't go or places I couldn't cross, these invisible lines. I had people that told me with their body language that I didn't belong. And there were also people who said, yeah, this is where you belong. I felt extremely fragmented. I felt that this was the land of labels, this was the land of boxes. I tried hard to belong. I tried really hard to belong and to fit in, but I couldn't find a comfortable space. And somehow my bridge building skills that I'd learned in Tanzania didn't seem to fit in this place. So I went to college and I was really happy to be asked to join the Black Student Union. Sort of. I was also really happy when I came out as gay to join the LGBTQ, lots of other words, alphabet words at the end of that, union. At the time they didn't have that many letters. And I was really happy-ish because I was really excited that my identities were celebrated. I was excited that I had a place to go, but it felt very fragmented. It felt like there weren't opportunities to be allies to one another, to be bridges between each other, and I felt very isolated. In fact, it was really hard for me. It was so hard that I dropped out of college. I tell you this, not because it's a big sad story, but I tell you because I had, by the time I met Mosaic when I was 25, I had pretty much decided that a fragmented life was the life that I was going to lead. I decided this at 25, and I am aware at 25 things tend to be a little bit more dramatic. So I arrived at the outdoor school and expecting, to support Lara, who was my martial arts buddy, and she invited me as a friend, and I went as a friend to support her. I wasn't ready for what I saw. There, in the freshwood air, redwood air, I saw people talking together across difference, a community of young people and old people talking about stories, about experiences, bringing peace to the world, and through celebrating our unique and different identities and recognizing our interconnectedness. And here was the amazing thing. This is actually the thing that blew my mind. They were also explicitly identifying and discussing the systems of oppression that divide us and make us believe that we're actually separate. So I felt I had arrived, that these were my people. These were bridge people, people who wanted to connect and look at the ways that keep us separate. Not just on an individual level, but on a big level, on a systems of oppression level. This was peace. This was how I wanted to work, and this is where I wanted to be. Needless to say, I called in sick and stayed for 2 days. I choose the peace. All right, now I've been involved in the Mosaic project for over 10 years. Following my visit, I became a staff member at the outdoor school. I helped write curriculum. I wrote a song on the CD, so I'm the one who doesn't sound like Brett. And I do feel like a star, by association. And I've been on the board of directors. And within those 10 years, I also went back to school and got my master's in education, got my teaching credential. And I became a 4th and 5th grade teacher. And I started bringing my classes to the outdoor school every year. Now, I have to say, playing pop-up earlier, I gotta work out because I've been playing a lot of roles in the Mosaic project. And throughout this time, I took the Mosaic framework with me. I used Mosaic because it worked. In my classroom, I found tools. The tools and framework is especially helpful. I really, really struggled as I saw how individual behaviors and interactions mirrored the oppressive systems of the world. And my students were really, really young. I saw them subtly, unconsciously exclude and isolate based on difference. And Mosaic taught me not to shy away from the hard stuff. So when the girls came to me and said, "We're being excluded from soccer," we talked about sexism. When we saw that there were segregation in the classroom and it was race-based, we talked about racism. I had a group of boys come to me and say that they were really nervous to play sports because there were pressures of what it meant to be a boy, and being a boy meant to be good at sports. So we talked about what it meant to be a girl and a boy in our society. And that led to a whole conversation about homophobia and transphobia.